From the i-HLS studios in Tel Aviv, this is Homeland Security Weekly Report.
Hello and welcome to the weekly edition of the Homeland Security Video Report. I'm David Jones. Israeli system intercepts cloud-stored data. According to various studies in this field, there are over 2 billion smartphones in the world today. In 2015, 83% of all internet traffic worldwide is expected to run to and from mobile devices. All our private and secret information resides in our smartphone or somewhere in the cloud. Emails, text messages, friends and contact persons, files, pictures, bank accounts, savings, files, and so on and so forth. This information is safeguarded and protected by sophisticated encryption mechanisms and processes designed to make sure no one gets access to our data. For the most part, the key to this information is our username and password. There are additional other sophisticated cybersecurity measures. US Marine Corps wants new unmanned tank. The Marine Corps' warfighting laboratory hopes that a machine gun-toting robot can one day provide more firepower to foot patrols. Kinetics Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System, MAARS, a tracked robot with cameras and a machine gun was recently showcased in a defense expo in the US. It was one of the handful of unmanned systems that attracted crowds at the event. The warfighting lab said MAARS could give Marines additional protection on patrols and while standing on post, and the lab is in the process of determining if the device is a good fit for the Corps. It's a medium machine gun that's not typically taken on patrol, so it increases a Marine's firepower, said Tim Brooks, an applications engineer at the warfighting lab, told the Marine Times. A single DDoS attack can cost a company more than $400,000. According to the results of a study conducted by Kaspersky Lab and B2B International, a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS, on a company's online resources might cause considerable losses, with average figures ranging from $52,000 to $444,000, depending on the size of the company. For many organizations, these expenses have a serious impact on the balance sheet as well as harming the company's reputation due to loss of access to online resources for partners and customers. The total cost reflects several problems. According to the study, 61% of DDoS victims temporarily lost access to critical business information. 38% of companies were unable to carry out their core business. 33% of respondents reported the loss of business opportunities and contracts. Islam and terrorism, a futile debate. Like the leaders of other Western countries targeted by Islamist terrorists, French President François Hollande has insisted that the recent attacks in Paris are not a product of Islam. At the same time, terrorists operating against Western targets themselves believe and insist that their acts of brutal violence against non-Muslim targets are indeed inspired, even required by Islam. Given that the debate about the truth of the Muslim terrorism nexus is ultimately inconclusive, Western political leaders would be better advised, at least in the name of intellectual integrity, to stay out of this theological, ideological minefield. Political prudence, however, dictates that whatever the elusive truth about a link between Islam and terrorism may be, the public denial of its existence is the correct response for Western leaders. Hamas rebuilding itself rapidly. Hamas and other terrorist organizations based in Gaza are rehabilitating the military capabilities damaged in Operation Protective Edge through extensive recruitment, the establishment of military units, and intensive military training. Hamas, the other terrorist organizations, and the security forces in the Gaza Strip have made efforts in the past months to restore military capabilities damaged during Operation Protective Edge. To that end, Hamas has allotted considerable funds, manpower, and equipment despite the lack of resources in the Gaza Strip. The military buildup is particularly blatant in view of the continuing delays in the civilian reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. It clearly shows that Hamas's priority is the rehabilitation of its military terrorist capabilities at the expense of civilian needs. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching this edition of the Weekly Video Report. See you at the same time, same place next week. And for further information, please click the link below.